I came from a very kind of not a wealthy family at all. So I was afraid, and I'm still afraid of a bad debt. But I was fortunate enough to learn the difference between good debt and bad debt. When we moved and kind of start working and saving, we were just saving because we didn't know what we're saving for, but we knew that we kind of have to save and kind of have our initial seed capital. So our very first property, we bought it all cash. So basically, this were our savings for 5 years. So we would save $25,000, and we bought a condo all cash. That was our very first investment. All other investments, they're leveraged. So this was the basically our very first and last property that we ever bought all cash.
Nice, nice. And first you bought in Vegas, still living in LA, pretty close, right? And the numbers penciled out. Can you talk us through how did you go from like investing in Vegas, which was a couple hours away, to investing all the way down the I-10 corridor and get to Jacksonville?
So this is an interesting story. So initially when we bought the condo and then the next year we bought the second one, we managed everything ourselves. We just didn't know any better. And looking back, of course, that's not a best use of our time. However, I think especially for the investors that they want to be a little bit more hands-on, it's a great experience, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to manage property anymore by any means, but having this experience of kind of managing property and kind of driving to Vegas and kind of we build a lot of confidence and experience that otherwise we wouldn't. On your question, so once we kind of had this knowledge and we knew that we're on the right path, numbers works, the return works. This is when we start kind of looking this more in a professional way. With my wife got a real estate license. She became a real estate agent with Keller Williams. Later, she opened her own brokerage. Me, on the other side, I started listening to our podcast, kind of socializing with the local investors to the local meetups. One of them, his name was Bruce Norris. Some of you might have heard his name. He's the one actually that kind of point out at 2014 or 15 that Florida is the state in general that it's worth looking for many, many reasons on macro level. And then he went down to kind of nitty gritty, even to kind of break down Florida, Southern Florida, Northern Florida, Central Florida. So he's the one that kind of spiked my interest in Florida. But by then I already kind of knew that I don't need to invest of where I live. And frankly, I did start investing. Even my very first investment wasn't where I live. So I felt really comfortable investing out of area and out of state. So basically, to me, it was about numbers. It's kind of everything pencil out, the analytical portion. And as soon as it was convenient and the analytical piece of the investing works, then I moved to the second kind of big milestone, which is finding the property.